Well, good morning, and thank you for turning in early. We clocked in 2 minutes early today because we couldn't sit here and wait any longer, could we, kids?
No, we cannot.
And you can't spell daddy without the Addy. I said you can't spell daddy without the Addy. And little man Sean Alexander the Great has done a wonderful job introducing us with Scott Adams' simultaneous sip that he's not reading. He's got it verbatim, so we're just going to keep letting him go here. He's creating his own thing. Sean, could you please lead us in that simultaneous sip?
All you need is a cup or a mug or glass, a taker or a china or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill with your favorite liquid, ice you like coffee, hot cocoa works too, with some plenty peanut butter and soft peanut butter. Not let it go, Jack, but anything works. And let's do the simultaneous sip.
Simultaneous sip from little man, the 5-year-old. Addy, as you saw, just put in some chocolate sauce. Addy, is that homemade? What do we got there?
We got homemade chocolate sauce.
3 ingredients, guys. Easy to make. Homemade chocolate sauce. Do the children like chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah. Does Daddy and Mommy like chocolate?
You love chocolate.
Yeah, but did we read and learn about science? The PhD is studying some of the chocolates here in America.
Yes.
And are they as good as we want them to be?
No.
That's right. So can you make your own chocolate sauce?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. And can it be delicious?
Yes.
Yes. All right, well, let's get that sip on now that you've got your chocolate sauce poured in. Addy's cup is buried underneath there. Good job, guys. Welcome to the simultaneous sip across space and time. 9 o'clock, you'll have Scott Adams School with Erica and the crew. For now, enjoy the sip with us.
God bless America.
Ooh, mine's extra delicious today. What'd you do to mine?
Put some chocolate sauce in it.
You put the chocolate sauce in mine again. All right, I can tell the difference. That is delicious. That's some extra dopamine I wasn't ready for.
Thank you.
All right, guys, now that you've got your dopamine, now that you've got that simultaneous sip, you can go about your business and go back where you need from.
Yeah.
Or you can stay for the Pledge
of Allegiance.
just like the United States President, Donald J. Trump. Here we go.
Let's go, kids. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. We have a wonderful show today. We've got some interesting news to talk about. We did hear that 2 antennas got married over the weekend. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Yeah, the ceremony was okay, but the reception was incredible.
What?
That was for the adults. You guys probably didn't get that one. That's too good. What do you call a hat for your leg, Addy?
What?
A kneecap. You should have got that one. All right, guys, we have an awesome show today. We're going to talk a little bit about digital intelligence, what you need to know there, and a few other pieces from Scott Adams that we wanted to talk about again, and even some more shows on MIT News. That's the one we really wanted to get to today, right? So MIT News and some other fun things to get to. But first, as you know, Addy's Corner.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to let Addy take over the news for today and get us headed in that direction. Addy has some wonderful news. For those of you who watched the show this week or for the last 49 episodes, we are on episode 50 today. Cha-ching!
Episode 50.
And we're upgrading. As you know, we've got different things coming, some more interviews, some on-sites. All those pieces are headed this way. Also upgrading, we've started using Restream and we've gone across. We really like their platform. There may be some other ones, but they're getting us across to all different platforms. We're now live streaming on Facebook where we've seen our views just go right through the roof, haven't we, Addy?
Yes, we have.
So Facebook is working out very well there, and we're also using a couple other platforms. Rumble is where we're trying to get more established with a lot of the community being, on those other areas that we don't reach out to, right? So it makes it a little harder to manage any of the chat boxes because we can see some chat pops up, but it gets more difficult to try to manage that solo rolo. Good morning, guys. But it is harder to manage that. So we thank you guys. We don't have a script. We don't have a teleprompter. We don't have a makeup artist. We're bending these eyes and eyelashes all by ourselves every morning. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Do we have the longest eyelashes in the world?
Yes.
Yes. Daddy grew up with it, and every teacher thought it would be great to tell every student in class when I was the new kid, "Oh man, you have the most beautiful eyelashes, Sean." How'd that work out, Eddie? Yeah. The boys, did they lay into me about how beautiful my eyelashes were?
No.
Yeah, they did. They tease all the time. But here's the thing: did I know I was going to pass them to my daughter? Yeah. So thank you, Nana, for giving me these beautiful eyelashes. We did pass them to Addie. It was worth it, was it not?
Yes, it was.
But when you get up in the morning, you got to curl those little puppies. They're so long. Yeah, you're only 8 years old, and they're already getting way out there.
Yep.
All right, Addie's Corner. She's got some news for you guys today. Learn, change, and grow. And what Addie's going to talk to you today about is a little bit about what she dropped the ball a little bit yesterday. Digital currency. We're talking about what is it? Where is it from? This is stuff that you should have been educated on in 2025, and we should have done our part on doing that. Yep. But it is 2026. We have tax season coming in. Tax returns are in. And at every metric that we've ever seen from Bitcoin and past, this is where that bubble is about to pop again. So we want to make sure you understand the difference now that you have here in 2026 that you've never had before. If you never paid attention to crypto and never understood what tokenization was, or you mistook that word, depending on where you're at in the financial system, you know some of this, you don't know some of this. We're going to get into it a little bit today at the beginning of the show to help you understand. 15-minute newscast going super fast. Addie, lead the U.S. here.
What is Ripple? A smart company builds super fast highways in a few seconds. Money goes around the whole world.
Okay, so you hear that for Addie, guys. That's the summary of what Ripple is. You know, this is 2026, and you now have an organization. Ripple is the name of the organization. That, you know, with NDAs that were signed, most people that we're working with them have been kind of quiet, but those are all coming up this year, and you're about to learn a lot more.
Yep.
What Ripple has done across the world, not just here in the U.S., okay? They have partnered with the banks now. Every major credit card company you can name, go look it up. They're with Ripple already.
Yep.
All the international banks, all the big banks are now using and are also, second, legally now, without the regulation and the SEC slowing them down, legally allowed to start using the cryptocurrencies. And you're going to see that take place. Now, what does that mean? As Addie said, well, now let's describe the old system. Wherever you're at in the world, you know, if you've ever traveled outside of the U.S., everyone has, you realize your credit card doesn't work. You can't get bank. Your cash is different. You got to do the exchange, then you lose some. And, you know, if you didn't do it ahead of time, you're getting ripped off at the airport, as you know. They're marketing aftermarket the highest price possible because they know you need the cash now.
Yep.
But if you planned ahead and you got the currency changed up ahead of time, you got your best bang for your buck.
Yep.
Well, cryptocurrency is changing all of that. The way that big businesses, and this isn't just for your vacations at all, but for the big businesses, for the industry, for small companies in the other side of the world. So we're a huge fan of small businesses. Is that right?
Yes,
Emerald Coast Partner represents only small business.
Yep.
But all across the world, big businesses, small businesses, big banks, little banks, everybody's going to have liquidity, right? So they're going to have these tokens. They're going to have this ability. This is where we're going to get to XRP, the #1 utility and safest coin. But we're going to talk about what that does. So Ripple is allowing, because they're basically putting the rails up, the highway, so that these cryptocurrencies from Bitcoin to XRP, Ethereum is out there, Solana, there's a couple of, right?
Mm-hmm.
ADA. There are options now. So just think about it like that. There are now options for people to pay each other from around the world, not so much in a backdoor alley, but where everyone can see, so that, you know, governments are huge fans of that. But what we're also going to see is the speed at what happens, okay? We're talking about seconds, transactions that can happen in seconds that now, right now, would take days on end, and that come with fees and more fees. This is one of the reasons why the big banks were anti-crypto for a very long time. There's no way for them to make money. How do banks make their money?
Off their customers.
Fees. That's right. Banks don't make money. They don't volunteer to work, guys. They make money off of fees. And so they weren't going to speed up the process of how long that money takes to transaction to get placed from here and go here and go over there and back over here and have gold to back it up here. All those extra pieces off the table now with cryptocurrency. And what Ripple, the company that has established that highway, built the rails, put the foundation in with security and cheap fees. So Ripple is offering cheaper fees than we've ever seen, is offering the highway for it. And now the tokens will be what's used to make those trades, right? So that's what Ripple is. Now, Addie, could you explain what XRP is?
What is XRP? XRP is a shiny rocket fuel across the sky, in the whole world.
Okay, do you want to reread? I think you missed your own sentence there. You skipped a whole line there. This is why I told you not to read. You should know. What is XRP? You skipped your whole line there.
XRP is a shiny rocket fuel. Makes the ship go zoom zoom across the sky, the whole world in seconds. Thank you very much, Big Pots and Grandma Kiki, for giving me XRP.
That's right. Now, Addie wrote her own news today, guys. So Addie's partnered with Grok in the morning. So we want to help you with your children, something that you can teach and show your kids. We work with digital intelligence, and Adeline works personally with digital intelligence. She uses my personal Grok. I do not recommend any other digital intelligence, and we've talked about that on the show regularly of how dangerous that is. Yep. But for homeschool, we use digital intelligence. We use Super Grok. Thank you, Elam. And Super Grok helps us a great deal with sourcing and researches and all sorts of pieces. But Addie this morning and last night got to interact with Grok on my phone, the personal assistant that we have downloaded, and interacted with Grok to write this report today, right?
Yes, I did.
Read that again, what you guys wrote for XRP. Read that again. This is what Grok and Adeline, Super Digital Intelligence, worked with Addie to create their own energy, and this is what they came up with.
XRP is a shiny rocket that makes the ship go zoom zoom across the sky, the world in seconds.
Okay, so guys, what you're hearing there is epic. So Grok was able to take it down to an 8-year-old's mindset so that she could enjoy reading about XRP and get that analogy out there to the other children. This is a family-friendly show, as you know, which is why you saw America return to the family-friendly entertainment at the Super Bowl. For the first time, we have new records. The records are out. Records were broken and set on YouTube and on streaming across the globe for what we saw here in America for the first of its kind family-friendly halftime show. There is no hate coming from anyone here. Since we're picking up lots of fans on Facebook, I can see more tuning in now. There is no hate for anybody that wanted to watch a family-friendly show. We don't have a concern that you or others want to watch booty grinding individuals rapping and singing and doing whatever it is that they're doing with inappropriate lyrics. That's fine. Guys, do your thing. We wanted a family-friendly show, and that was provided for the first time. We're thankful. Okay, we're expressing gratitude as you can. America's diverse, and we love having different options. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. And we were given different options, and America spoke. Millions of people tuned in to watch the TP USA halftime show that went from multiple different types of music and reached out to multiple different audiences. We were able to dance as a family. Other people were able to. And the fact that we now see the stats and the data that millions of people tuned out of the Super Bowl show to go watch a family-oriented show, or maybe go to the bathroom, who knows. But the viewers left the Super Bowl show. So, when we think about what is it that America wants, we look to those viewerships. We look to where the money gets spent. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, right?
Yeah.
The rest of the organizations will bow to what the majority want when we look at entertainment. And so it's on you to want family-friendly entertainment. That's why we thank you for tuning in today. Even if you just catch the beginning of the show, get your pledge and get out before you can catch the news. We thank you for giving us that one view, for giving us that support, for giving us that direct message that challenges us and helps us rise above. We thank you for taking that opportunity and time, because it's only going to change with you. With what you watch and what you do changes the world around us, right? Where you vote with your dollar, where you vote with your time and attention, that's what changes the world. And we thank you for choosing us, if even for a few moments, in and out when you can. We just want to tell you again, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now, for the news today, what do we have, Addie? We got some good stuff?
Yep.
Should we dive into MIT news or teachers unions?
Let's do teacher unions.
Teachers unions. All right, guys. We have a lot of friends that are teachers all across the U.S. We love seeing moms and dads become teachers in their communities so they can teach their sons. We know Colleen is teaching over at Ford Middle School, which is hilarious because she was a Curtis girl growing up. Yeah. But with her family and her son, Reed, doing amazing out there over at Ford, now she's able to teach in the community and spend extra time with her son at the school. We've seen her post videos after school's getting out. They're in the gym hitting it. And that's what family community is about, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen all the schools. It doesn't happen at every school across America. And we see proof of that, right? We see proof because 2 teacher unions, and this is here in Florida, right? 2 teachers unions, the bosses were sentenced to prison. 2 teacher union bosses were just sentenced to prison, guys, if you didn't see this in the news. $2.6 million. $2.6 million in union funds were stolen and never given to the people in the programs that they were supposed to go to. So they're now going to prison to serve their time. We want them to be forgiven. We want them to learn from their mistakes. But the problem here is that the money was supposed to go to the children again, and it wasn't. Now, how can we change that? Is there anything we can do? There's proof of teachers' unions doing all sorts of abusive things all across the U.S. How can we fight back? Teachers have never had the ability to fight back. Well, Jamie, if you're listening, we probably shouldn't name drop anybody because they've got some teacher unions around them. So we'll take that back.
Yep.
Edit that out. Oh, no, we're live. No more name dropping. Secretary Linda McMahon, coming from the top ropes, guys. This is awesome. Unions can no longer force teachers to pay union dues. No retaliation, no legal matters, no not inviting them to the party because they didn't pay their legal dues. It is time for teachers to opt out and defund the monsters that have been feeding our programs, that are paying administrators more, stealing the money, and not getting it delivered to the children. In Argentina, in El Salvador, we have just recognized that they have taken the money that were in failed programs, and now they've applied it to the school children. And what did every kid in those poor schools just get? Brand new laptops, brand new technology, brand new everything from money that was already there, that was going to ridiculous programs that those presidents decided after getting elected to take and put back into the children. And that's what we're trying to see here, is that the federal government's getting less money, less ability to spread corruption, right? We're taking that away and we're putting the money back. We're not taking it away, into the state's hands so that they can put it where it needs to go. And we're seeing people that have been doing fraudulent things held accountable. Is that good to see?
Very.
Are we happy about that?
Very happy.
Yeah, we don't like seeing that 2 people are going to jail, but we're glad that they've been held accountable for their fraudulent actions, right?
Yes.
And we hope that that stops other fraud, right?
Yes.
That's right. Now, with that in mind, let's get to the next piece of the news. Since we're on education and it's Black History Month, we have some very interesting news that we think you're going to appreciate and that we want to see, right?
Yep.
Now, here on Black History Month, our big special that we've talked about this week is Thomas. For those of you who understand who Thomas is and know his long journey, starting almost as a Marxist, going through the Marines, coming out of Harlem, going to several Ivy League schools because of his amazing grades and his hard work ethics. He's written 30+ books on the economy, on the social, everything that you would want to know in Black History Month. Thomas has a book on it for higher level conversation. Is that right?
Yes.
Wonderful to read, wonderful to see. And it covers all aspects. Sean needs to get that dog under control. But Sean, will you please go get Jack, sir? Thank you. Let him out if they're done eating. Okay, so here's what we have, guys. Are you ready?
Ready.
For Black History Month, Thomas makes it abundantly clear that the way he works and the way he wants our society to work, Black leaders, Black people in the community have to have empirical evidence versus, right, what we always talk about, theoretical problems, right? Whenever someone tries to come to a solution with an issue and they come up with it, you'll always have somebody raise their hand with a bottom 5% issue. We used to make fun of a certain person in our meetings with Mommy and I that used to always bring up the one example of something that could go wrong. Everybody would have a good idea and we'd pitch an idea in some of our meetings and one person would go, but I know one guy that might not like that. And is that guy even coming? Is that guy even going to be at this party? Why are we changing the party for what one person that's not even going to show up may or may not like? Why are you even bringing that up? And it's just because the person wants to feel wanted. They want to feel known. So they want their ideas, but they don't like your ideas. So they're trying to take it down, bring it down, right? Mm-hmm. This is where philosophical debates can exist. But what Thomas wants us to have is empirical evidence. So there are no debates. There are factual conversations between journalists that show, hey, that's great. You had a great idea. We're not here to attack your idea or even discuss it. We just want to see the outcome of your idea and roll it against the outcomes of other ideas. This is empirical evidence. What do we see after the policies are in place, right?
Right.
Well, here you go. We have evidence now. We'd like you on Black History Month to do what you will with it as a journalist.
Yep.
Representative Josh Williams has spoken. Black children in Mississippi are now performing better in reading and math than Black children in New York and California, despite having much higher rates of poverty and spending much less per student. So you see the theme that we've had all week, all month. Addie, do your calf raises. Please breathe. And we're going through the situation, right? We're seeing what's happening in all the schools, right? Breathe through your mouth. We see all the situations happening. We're talking about education, and we know what's happening across America, right? We talked about the remedial math. We talked about that because the money gets paid to them, they'll just pass kids. Thomas, again, Black History Month, one of the best authors you'll ever read from, speaks directly to this, about how these programs weaken the children, not strengthen them. And while even that could have been a theory, we now have, again, empirical evidence. Mississippi has the highest poverty rates and spends the less money per child, okay? There's no argument, guys. They spend the less money per child. They have the highest poverty rates. Does that stop a Black man from learning to read? No, it doesn't. This is where racism has to be stopped. Liberals will try to use these arguments that they can't get an ID, and they'll make racist comments and stuff because they are, in fact, delivering that racist system that none of us want in place. We're trying to raise people up, regardless of your race or color. It is Black History Month, and Thomas, one of the best Black authors, or any author of any color or race, has ever existed, has written on these. And this is one of the greatest pieces to see. A Black Mississippi child is 2.5 times as likely to be proficient in reading by 4th grade as a Black California child. Okay? So if you stand against systematic racism, and if you stand against those that would seek to weaken the Black community, which I thought we all do, then here's the empirical evidence you need to know on how to best help any individual, right? It does not require that you pump money into corrupt teachers unions, as we just learn and see with them going to prison and McMahon letting you, the teachers, now opt out. The world is changing. Are we busting the fraud at it?
Yes, we are.
Are we catching them?
Yes, we are.
All right. And does that give the people the power now to give back to the community the way that we want to?
Yes.
Can the programs work correctly if we get the fraud out?
Yes.
And is that why we are all so passionate here in America?
Yes.
Is that why everybody cares so much?
Yes.
Well, use empirical evidence like a journalist like Thomas teaches here in Black History Month. Wouldn't that change the world?
Yes, it would.
Well, we're happy to see that, and we're hoping that that news gets shared. We know that that's probably not going to be breaking news. And we ask you as a journalist, are you seeing that on ABC? Are you seeing that on CNN? Are you seeing that on CBS? Are you seeing that on Fox? Do you see this anywhere? Where do you see it?
Where? Oh, besides here.
Good job, Eddie.
Thank you, Daddy.
All right, this next piece is just because we are on breaking news, and it is important to make sure that we get all the news out there as fast as we can. The Canadians right now are labeling the shooter of yesterday's tragedy a gun person. What you should know is that he is a trans person. It was a man in a dress that shot up the school and killed 6 different people. The news doesn't want to share that narrative, and they can't share it because if they talk about that and they tell you what's happening with those psychiatric meds that you give to individuals that literally say on the box and on the pills will have all sorts of psychotic, violent episodes. And then they give these to individuals, specifically the men who think that they're not men, and they're acting out and hurting other people. All over the world, anywhere where these pills have been given, this is happening. And yet, when this outcome arises from those people who were given those pills, the media refers to it as a gun person and talks about the gun being the problem. Pretty silly, Eddie.
Very silly.
Now, one thing we want to leave you with Scott Adams is an elite performance observation. People all across the world are using Scott Adams in their presentations and helping educate. We wanted to leave that with you today. Winners and losers have the same goals. Is that right, Eddie?
Yes.
James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, makes sure that everybody knows winners and losers have the same goals, right? Scott Adams, creator of Dilbert and How to Rewire the Brain, this is his reframe. Losers have goals. Winners have systems. Is that right, Addy?
Yes, it is.
Winners have systems, guys. And we want to talk about what those systems look like and what we can do with those systems to help you win. We talked about category 1. We've educated on that. And we'll talk more about this week on what systems you can have and what you can put in place. But remember that winners have systems. Are we going to fail, Addy?
Yes.
You talk about it. Addy, you take over for a second. Tell us about what happens when we fail. What happens about all this stuff? You take over. Take control.
Okay. So when you make a mistake, you can do two things. You can learn, change, and grow, or you can stay in that little box and not learn, change, and grow.
Well, it's hard. I'm scared. I don't want to learn something new. It's uncomfortable. And I made a mistake. That's somebody else's fault. I'm the victim.
So if you make a mistake, that's your fault for making that mistake. I'm not accusing anybody that you made a bad mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. Some good mistakes, some bad mistakes, like I do. I make some good mistakes. I make some bad mistakes. Everyone makes good and bad mistakes.
That's true.
And this is how you learn, change, and grow. Get out of your comfort zone. If you don't like something that's very uncomfortable, go do it ASAP.
I agree with you, Addy, and we'll let you speak more on that tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'll put you on the spot there. Okay, guys, MIT news. We're over our 15-minute mark, so we're going to go really super fast and read like arm-inflatable, inflatable tube men. If you didn't know there was an intergalactic disco bobble and the arm-inflatable, inflatable tube men are on sale right now. If you need an arm-inflatable, inflatable tube man, come on down to the arm-inflatable, inflatable tube man in Imperium, located just outside of Jupiter, the largest 5th planet in the solar system. Now, I'm walking here. New York model foot traffic in New York City. I probably should have a better New York City. I'm walking here.
How about this?
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. What's the matter with you?
That's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you, Daddy.
Okay, so for those of you who remember that, we're talking about New York City. Addy and I helped, and we walked these streets. We helped one of the most amazing people here the professor will talk about, Daniel, get this idea started and get it going. They were already working on it, but Addy and I walked the entire place of New York City, every single part of it. We helped market, did our little Google thing, every spot of every borough in New York City, no matter how many times you visited. Addy and I have walked every single street, every single back alley, all the pictures and videos you could ever want. We got them all.
Yep.
And the most amazing people and coolest experiences we could have ever had before COVID, we got them all in. Is that right?
Yes, we have.
Well, now you can too. And now the future of New York City is going to be in better control. Check out what MIT did. Now, again, reminding you guys, MIT News sends a newsletter out 2 times a week. Monday, you can get the daily version. You can get the Saturday update version. I think it comes out Friday or Saturday that recaps the week, or you can get the monthly recap, right?
Yeah.
Now, I tell you, if you get the monthly recap, you're going to miss stuff because it's like, it's fully loaded to the max. If you tune in and you get the weekly update, that's probably right in the sweet spot where you can get that email once a week, and then whenever you're ready for it, go through and do a whole cool recap. Yeah. We do the daily because we like to look every day, right?
Yeah, every single
And
day.
MIT is celebrating stuff every day. So we're going to try to go through this as quickly as we can because these are 2 of the best stories of the several MIT News has for you, right?
Yep.
The first complete charting of foot traffic in the U.S. city that can be used for infrastructure decisions and safety improvement. Peter at MIT News, February 6, 2026. Great article here, guys. An MIT research group has assembled a routable data set of sidewalks, crosswalks, and footpaths, all for New York City, which is a massive mapping project and the first complete model of pedestrian activity in any U.S. city, okay?
Yeah.
So what that means, guys, is 3 different parts. One, as we were walking around, some of these, how often, Addy, and you were a little baby, but I would walk and I never walked down. And you see the crane hanging over the side of the street, not taking that risk. Everybody would tease and make fun of me, especially some New Yorkers that we knew. Would be like, I can't believe you're so silly. And then once a month, a crane would drop something, kill somebody. A gargoyle would fall off a building and kill an architect. Like, that was really weird. An elevator would chop some people in half. I mean, the amount of stories that we saw in New York City on a regular basis would just blow your mind of what was regularly happening. But then after I would inundate those people that were teasing me about not walking down the streets with the cranes doing the construction work, they finally shut up. I sent them so many articles showing them, hey, another guy died today. Hey, they finally said, okay, You win. You win. I won't ever make fun of you for doing that again. You're right. It's more than that. I said, why would you even take the risk? It's okay to take risk, and you're in New York City. You're taking a risk no matter where we're walking.
High risk, high reward.
But you don't take unnecessary risks.
Low risk, low reward.
So one thing that this is going to do is help you understand the safe routes for walking, just like driving anywhere around New York City. Yep. But more specifically for future builds, for the way they construct, for the routes that they're driving, for the things that they put in place for pedestrians, crosswalks, everything from the lights to how long the lights run. And we could go off in detail, but you guys don't want to hear all of that. Just know that this project is going to change the landscape of not just New York City for the future, not just other major cities as this gets adopted and put in everywhere, but now for all cities in future planning moving forward. You're going to want this MIT program and this till. Every architect, every city planner, every builder, especially here in Navarre, we definitely need to hook up with the pedestrian side, is going to help show you what a pedestrian needs, what a pedestrian wants, what a pedestrian likes, and how fast they can get to places. This will allow lots of businesses to get in there, from a taco shop to the bathroom to the restroom. I mean, we walked around Central Park. We knew where every bathroom, the good ones and the safe ones were, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's important to know if you're going to run around the city, right?
Yes, it is.
So this is going to help other individuals on that. So MIT News, if you want more on that article and you want to dive in, please go check that out. It's readily available. Yep. But we're running fast. We got to speed up. Run. Times Higher Education. Are you ready for this? MIT News. Let's get our round of applause.
Thanks.
MIT #1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Number one in what, you may ask? This is a great article, guys. #1 in arts and humanities, business and economics, and social sciences. For 2026, the top worldwide honors span disciplines across the MIT schools for the second year in a row. Let's go. MIT on top of the world. Benjamin Daniel writes this one for the School of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. Shaz, depending on who you are on this program, you're going to pronounce this two different ways. It's SHASS. And depending on if, how you want to say that, we have some buddies that say Shaz because they like it. Is a vibrant crossroads of ideas bringing together extraordinary people. That's the quote. The Kenyan dean of Shaz, the 2026 Time Higher Education World University Ranking, has catapulted their ideas and their reach from what we're seeing from Kennan. So absolutely wonderful. We wanted to share that with you guys so that you understood a little bit about that. And it takes us to our third part that we're just going to have to save for tomorrow. Yeah. What is MOLTBOOK? Have you heard of MOLTBOOK?
No. Okay,
well, Addy, I'm going to let you lead this one tomorrow.
Okay.
MOLTBOOK, also a very good article written here from MIT, is going to dive into what we're looking at. Now, we want to give a special shout out to one of our favorite professors, Daniel Jackson.
Daniel
Jackson.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. Daniel Jackson. Give him a little high five.
Hey, Daniel Jackson. Oh, my gosh. But that's what Scargation won.
I know. He was supposed to watch today, but I don't think he tuned in because I didn't see a high from him. So we'll read this one tomorrow from Daniel Jackson on what is MOLTBOOK and what are we seeing and what are we reading and what are we getting out of that. We'll come in for tomorrow's episode and we'll dive more into MOLTBOOK and what Daniel Jackson has to say about that.
Yep.
Right, Eddie?
Yes, we will.
All right. We do want to leave you with one last note here. This comes from a creator from the college campuses, Conservative Alternative. And this was a direct quote from Mr. Charlie Kirk. Christianity is different from any religion in the world. No college will tell you this. Other religions are you trying to get closer to God, whereas Christianity, God came to you. That is grace that only Jesus can give you. And grace is what we want to leave the episode with, that whatever mistakes you've made in your past, wherever you've gone, God is in you, and the grace is given to you. At any point in time, you can take ownership, you can apologize, and you can try, starting right now, to move forward a new person. Can that be difficult?
Yes, it can.
Can it be hard?
Yes.
Do you have the ability and the power to do that?
Yes, you do.
Don't knock that chocolate sauce over.
Sorry.
That's right, Addy. And the grace is given to us all. Do we know you will fall?
Yes.
Do we know you will make mistakes?
Yes.
Do we know that you can be forgiven?
Yes.
That's what we're here for, guys. We want to make sure that everybody knows as we come back together as a country, we stand united as we move into 2026. Our
Quincentennial.
It's our 250th birthday, and we need to celebrate together. I want to have some barbecues this summer. We want to be going to July 4th. We got huge things happening in D.C. that we'll talk more about tomorrow. The American field trip.
I want to go to the National Mall.
Oh, you're going. And we want to bring everybody back together to have fun. And that's going to take everyone learning,
changing, and growing.
Now, our show went a little bit longer today than we wanted to. We're at 8:33. We appreciate you tuning in. We've got more views ever coming back on Facebook here. So we want to keep talking to keep everybody engaged. But it's important to let everybody get back to their day and get back to their news. We'll have more news for you tomorrow. We have lots of articles to get to. And we have some other breaking news that we'll get on top of.
I have a joke for you guys real quick. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
That's right. I'm going to go too.
You're so sick.
Thank you,
I
Daddy.
love you, little girl.
I love you more, Daddy.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. Thank you for following. And we look forward to bringing you more news tomorrow. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, please drop it down below. As we've said, we've got more engagement pieces coming up, graphics and all sorts of things being engaged, and we'll see a much better show here in the near future. But for now, never forget that you can't spell daddy without the Addy. I said you can't spell daddy without the Addy. Addy, one more pledge and lead us out.
Okay, let's go, kids. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless and have a wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful. Oh, we didn't do. Let's leave it with the bow shot. Sorry, guys. We forgot to do the show and tell.
Good thing I remembered.
And what is the name of your bow, Little Lee?
I named her Lady Beerus. She's a purple and she's a combat bow.
Lady Beerus, for those of you who understand Goku.
Yep.
Give us a good shot. Whoa, nice shot.
Thank you.
That was a bullseye.
Thank you.